I still don't think I'm on
You
now.
ready?
Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call the special call meeting of the Milton City Council for Monday, October 10th, 2022 to order. The city strongly recommends that you review tonight's agenda carefully, and if you wish to speak on any item on the agenda, then please bring your comment cards to the clerk as soon as possible. While the Milton rules allow a speaker to turn in their comment card up until the clerk calls the agenda item, once the agenda item is called, no more comment cards can be accepted. Will City Clerk please call roll?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'll be happy to call roll for the October 20th, 2022 special called meeting. I would like to remind those in attendance to please silence all cell phones at this time. Those attending the meeting who would like to make a public comment, you are required to complete a yellow public comment card, which is located at the doors on the table right when you walk in, prior to the item being called. All speakers must identify yourself by name, address, and organization before beginning your comment. If you are representing an organization, an affidavit is required stating you have the authority to speak on behalf of that organization. If you would like to make a public comment, please bring your comment card to me now. Demonstration of any sort within the chamber is prohibited. Please refrain from any applause, cheering, booing, outburst, or dialogue with any person speaking. Anyone in violation will be asked to leave. As I call roll this evening, please confirm your attendance. Mayor Peyton Jamison.
Here.
Councilmember Andrea Veerhoff.
Here.
Councilmember Carol Kirkley.
Here.
Councilmember Jan Jacobus.
Here.
And for the record, Councilmember Rick Morrig and, bear with me, Councilmember Paul Moore and Councilmember Juliet Johnson are absent, but Councilmember Rick Moore and Rick Morrig is absent as well too. My apologies, a little slow. Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the City Clerk please sound the next item?
Mayor, that first item is approval of the meeting agenda, agenda item number 22315.
Council will have no changes if I will open it for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the meeting agenda number 22-315. Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Jacobus and a second from Councilmember Cookerly to approve the meeting agenda as read. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Next is general public comment. Do we have any public comment?
Mayor, we do have general public comment tonight.
Okay. The next item is general public comment. Public comment is a time for citizens to share information with the mayor and the city council and to provide input and opinions on any matter that is not scheduled for its own public hearing during today's meeting. Each citizen who chooses to participate in public comment must complete a comment card and submit it to the city clerk prior to the agenda item being called. Please remember that this is not a time to engage the mayor or members of the city council in conversation. When your name is called, please come forward and speak into the microphone stating your name and address for the record. You will have 5 minutes for remarks. The city encourages you to review the agenda, and if you wish to speak, to bring your comment cards to the city clerk right now. I'll let you go through those, Miss Tammy, and then.
Mayor, thank you. I'd like to invite Ms. Charles Morgan to the podium, please.
Good afternoon, mayors of the council. My name is Charles Morgan. I appeared before you last Monday to speak about Billy Allen's and the possible change in the conditions of his license. I won't repeat all of the comments I made last week, except that I can tell you as a lawyer, I feel pretty strongly, and also as a citizen of Milton, I feel pretty strongly that Milton encouraged Mr. Allen to come up here, and he worked very closely with the city officials to get the permission and get this license. And he's gotten the license, and he's been running it according to the license without any violations whatsoever. He has invested a great deal of money, over $1 million in this facility. And one of the things he does is to provide for live music. And he has live music almost every night of the week. So you can imagine that, the cash flow needs of that are important. and any question about his business continuing would be catastrophic to him. And at the last meeting, I didn't hear any reasons really why. I think only one person objected because we just don't want a place like that here in Milton. And, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it's a little bit late in the day for that. It would be very different if Mr. Allen's establishment was causing problem. There were fights and arrests and so forth. And there's been absolutely nothing like that. I've been there and I've seen it, and it's the kind of place that you would feel comfortable going into. And really, there, you know, if you don't want to drive over to Alpharetta, this is the only place in Milton where you can hear live music. So I would urge you to consider it carefully. Also, I noticed that the prior committee had recommended the license, but at the last changing the license, but there was nothing discussed in the record or made publicly available about what the work of the planning committee was and how they arrived at that conclusion or what their basis was for it. So that seems to me to be something that the council would want to address, and at the very least make public what the planning commission recommended and why they did it. So with that, I'll just stop and see if anybody has any questions. for me.
Thank you. We don't do the questions back and forth at public comment, but can you state your name and address for the record?
Yes, my name is Charles Morgan. I'm a resident of Milton, 595 Arbor North Way, 30004, right
Thank
down
you.
the street.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do
Mayor,
please
I'd like
comment.
to invite Mr. Rob Forrest to the podium, please.
Hey, y'all. Rob Forrest, 3810 Heritage Walk, right over here. Before that, I was over here, and I grew up down the road, so I'm pretty much a local. I own, or am buying my house. I have a mortgage forever, but I own a house over here. I used to rent for a long time. I currently own 2 properties in Crabapple in the overlay, and I have a third under contract. And it's things like this that, you know, people come and they come here and they invest their money, and then after the fact, the rules change. It's happened to me over here. So the little stone house, we were originally doing a beer and wine market. As soon as we bought it, we went through DRB, we went through everything, we went in permitting. As we got our permit comments back, and 5 minutes later, the city manager or assistant city manager said, oh, by the way, the law is going to change. You're not going to be able to build what you want to do. So I had to replace my old partners with new partners that wanted to make a restaurant out of it. 19 months I've owned that property. So I feel for some of these other things. I don't know what's going to be said tonight, but I have something in 4 open and I have something in 4. And so that's why I'm here. I'm just concerned that, I buy something, I put my money in the ground, and then the rules change. So that's why I'm here. So,
Thank you.
I'd like to invite Carol Coleman to the podium, please.
My name is Carol Coleman. I live at 1055 Mid Broadwell Road, walking distance from here. My family goes back to this area since the turn of the 16th century, excuse me. Roads are named after my grandmother, Cox Road. My cousins are the Ruckers. Coleman Road was my great-grandfather. My dad designed and built every mobile out there on that driving range down there. My grandmother was born in the house that sat under that tree that's still there. And it behooves me to think that if I wanted to start a new business in the city that I love, that somebody can come along after I've invested maybe $1 million in a business and then say, hey, guess what? We changed our mind. We're going to change the rules on you. It's not right. What does that say to the prospective people that want to come move into our city and bring their hard-earned dollars here to try to make a business venture work? It's very hard to be a business owner. I don't know if you guys sitting up there have actually worked for yourself or owned your own business, but it's not easy. And it's even harder today than it ever has been ever before. And I'm here because I care about what happens to local businesses, and I'm here to support a local business that I care about. These are good people. I think they have a world-class music venue, attracting things, the likes that any large city would be proud to have. And I don't understand why they're giving this man a run for his money. when he should be over there running his business right now, not here. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Please call the next speaker.
Deborah Charles. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah Jean-Charles. I reside at 117 Northbrook Trace in Woodstock, Georgia. First and all, before I speak, I always give honor to God, and then I want to give all respect to you all. I'm here to support Billy Allen. My story is a little different from everyone else's. No, I don't live in Milton, but I've gained a great amount of respect for Milton because of Billy Allen. I have friends in Alpharetta, I have friends in Milton, I have friends in Woodstock where I reside, and they're very close. Now, I'm a vocalist, I sing, I'm a singer, and it's a tough business. And I've searched high and I've searched low, and I've been searching a very, very long time for an opportunity. And you wanna know where I got the opportunity from to sing? From Billy Allen. He welcomed me into his beautiful establishment to get a shot at doing what I love to do. He let me know that Milton welcomes people that want to be somebody, that want to like shine and show their dream and aspirations and all their hopes. And I think you guys understand that, and you know what that means. And to take him away would break my heart, because he deserves to be here. He's made a great impact in my life. I think he's made, if I could speak for the other entertainers that he's made an impact in life, he's made a great impact in a lot of entertainers' lives, drummers, singers, keyboardists, the list goes on. He's made a great impact in a lot of just regular customers who like to come and eat and drink and be merry. I've met a lot of new friends there. I'm meeting you now, and through him, I'm meeting you all, you know. And I want this thing to end on a good foot. If you guys can search your hearts, try to feel me in these little words that I say. I love each and every one of you. I love Billy Allen. I love everyone in this room. Man, you know, to be where I am right now because of him, I feel like a superstar. And if he goes away, and I don't want to cry up here, but if he goes away, it'll break my heart, because he's somebody who really, really is trying to embrace anybody and everybody. He doesn't he sees spirits. He doesn't see color. He doesn't see female or male. He sees talent. He loves his employees. I love his employees. He loves his patrons. The officers that come into his establishment, he does them well, and I've met many of them, and I've seen them today. So I just want to ask you guys, and I'll just humble myself and say on bended knees, which I'm standing, yes, but on bended knees, would you please reconsider? I don't know who is crying out for him to have any difficulties or to be inhibited to continue what he's doing, such a beautiful thing. Please consider what everyone is saying. Please consider what I am saying. Please consider how I've been touched. I want to keep coming to Milton. I want to keep coming to Alpharetta. I've met some beautiful people there too. I want to keep making it in Woodstock. You know, I have children in Woodstock, and they're doing a fabulous job. They're getting, not to brag, they're getting straight A's. I got one graduating in the 12th grade. We're doing it, you know, and life is good in this area. And I just want to keep living that dream, you know, and if you guys could just let him stick around, let him stay, let him show you what he can do. Let him show you how he can make the future good for not only you, but for your children. He's going to make the sunshine here, okay? So thank you for this moment. I pray that you guys consider Billy Allen as a success here in Milton.
Thank you.
Mayor, the next comment is from Deborah Russell that I will read for her. She resides at 1940 Heritage Walk in Milton. I am in support of Billy Allen's continuing to do business in Milton. I want to keep the revenue and entertainment option local. I next would like to invite Mr. Billy Allen to the podium, please.
Good afternoon, council members. I am Billy Allen. I reside at 440 Glen Courtney Drive in Sandy Springs. I'm not going to repeat a lot of the things that I said last week. I just want to continue a little bit with this. I just wish that you could see or would see what I do. This past weekend, business started to come back a little bit. Since June, when I was brought to City Hall, told that I had to remove some things and not do things, and they were very minuscule to me. But it kind of put me in the dark, especially visibly as you ride through there. I mean, you know, I face a cornfield and a little garden that's beautiful. And I didn't mean to offend the garden with soft white LED lights in the windows or anything, but it hurt. It hurt business. I have people that come from an establishment on this side of the street and come over and say, "Hey, I heard you're closing." This has been going on for about 3 or 4 weeks now. It's very unhealthy for me. Can't tell you about the rest. Everybody's talked about the money and everything else, but you know, as I stated, I'm not here to stain or to blemish or to reduce the pristine element that is Milton. You know, I when I was invited to come here, I thought, wow, this is great. But again, you know, it was my understanding that after the last year's city council meeting that finally reapproved my license, that it was understood that we had mentioned speaking about a grandfather clause for me. There was an immediate comment or two about moratorium on the license so that other people, they just, for whatever reason, whether it's the way I look or where I'm from, I still haven't figured out why the animosity's there for me, but I'm a fighter. I don't ever quit, and I've never lost. But in this case, it's a little shaky, you know, just due to the climate of all the different opinions, all the people involved. One minute I feel like it's going to be okay, and then the next minute I get it yanked right out from under me again. And you know, I'm not standing here crying. I'm standing here confused, drastically confused as to how a city government can do, I guess, are the proper words, whatever they want, when they vote together to do whatever they want. And to me, it just doesn't seem like that's, I mean, I'm sure you're qualified to be here, but doggone. You can't just sweep people under the rug and say, "Hey, I don't like you anymore. I don't want you. I didn't do this." My license at 70/30. Look at my menu. I don't try to sell 30. I try to sell 50/60 because late night it keeps people in their seats. People like a little late night breakfast. People like these things. And, you know, again, the only other question that was answered last week was about the equation of money versus entertainment. I really am, you know, I don't want to drown you. I think I've shown enough support, me and some of the people behind me and the others that were here last week. And they're very concerned about the 17th and what it leaves me with. And I wish the others were here to face me. I don't know why they're not. That's none of my business either. But my business is right across the street, and that's all I have. But therefore, consideration in this matter of fairness, being morally correct, ethically correct, are the things that I'm looking for. And I trust and count on you to do the right thing. And I very much appreciate your time once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, that concludes general public comment.
Okay, so we'll close public comment, and there are no items under consent agenda or reports and presentations. So we'll move on to first presentation. Will the city clerk please stay on the item?
Mayor, the first item is consideration of RZ 2203, text amendment to Chapter 64 as it relates to alcohol. It's agenda item number 22316. Item B is consideration of an ordinance to amend Chapter 4, alcoholic beverages, and Appendix A of the Milton Code of Ordinances to update various sections to clarify requirements for alcohol beverage licensing in the city of Milton. Agenda item number 22317. Mayor?
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion on the first presentation items?
Sure. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve 22-317.
We got two first, President.
316.
Oh, sorry, 316, excuse me. I'll say it again. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve agenda item 22-316
And
Second.
and 17. And never mind, somebody you do it, come on.
Make a
It's a
motion.
full moon,
I like to
okay?
make a motion. We approve the first presentations as read.
Second.
All right. Got a motion from myself, second from Councilmember Verhoff. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's unanimous. All right, so there's no public hearing, zoning agenda, or unfinished business, so we will move on to new business. Will the city clerk please say on the items?
that first item is consideration of a conflict waiver to allow Gerard Davis to memorialize the agreement between Alpharetta, Milton, and the Alpharetta CID regarding the Windward Highway 9 LCI update. It is agenda item number 22318. Our city attorney, Mr. Ken Gerard.
Mayor, members of the council, thank you. I know we're getting good at these now, so I will be very brief. Your next agenda item is an intergovernmental agreement between three parties, the city of Alpharetta, the city of Milton, and the Alpharetta CID. This pertains to a Highway 9 Master Plan LCI update. This is basically the financial aspect of paying for that, I believe. And when you hear the presentation, it's going to be that there are going to be three entities each sharing $60,000 up to $60,000 equally. My office will be drafting the intergovernmental agreement, has prepared it. We did not negotiate the terms. But once again, just to be on the safe side, out of an abundance of caution, I would request that you waive any potential conflict. My law firm represents both the city of Milton and the city of Alpharetta. And so I do request, again, an abundance of caution, this waiver of conflict to be approved. Make me feel better. But again, this was a very practical utilitarian IGA. As I am bringing you these documents, I will make sure to emphasize that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions or council discussion?
I got this one.
Any public comment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Councilman Cookerly?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve agenda item number 22-318.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Cookerly and a second from Councilmember Verhoff to approve agenda item number 22-318. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Thank you, council.
Yep. Will the city clerk please say on the next item?
That next item is consideration of an agreement between the city of Alpharetta, city of Milton, and the North Fulton Community Improvement District for Windward Parkway, Highway 9 Area Strategic Master Plan. It is agenda item number 319. Our engineering project manager, Mr. Rob Del Ross.
Waiting for the slides to come up on the screen. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Next item is for the intergovernmental agreement that we just discussed between Milton, Alpharetta, and the CID. This is about the Windward Parkway State Route 9 Strategic Master Plan. Many of you are aware, this is a very similar project in scope from an LCI study that we proposed about 9 months ago, funding with both cities, the CID and ARC. Ultimately, that partnership with predominantly ARC funding was not approved. The cities went back to the drawing table and decided that this is an important enough study. They wanted to advance with local funding, predominantly split three ways instead of the federal funding. Primary reason for that is the likelihood of using this study to gain implementation dollars and construction dollars in future years. So the scope tonight is extremely similar to what you've seen previously. It is a joint effort between Public Works and Community Development. It is a land use plan with market research and things of that nature. It does have a transportation and access component to it. It also checks a box you see on the screen at the bottom as a need in the comp plan to look for partnerships with adjacent jurisdictions in pursuit of funding for the 9 and Windward intersection. The map you see on the right is the area of the LCI study from 2012. Generally in our profession, it's a good idea to update plans 5 to 10 years. This would be a 10-year update. You'll see on the next several slides that the area that we're looking at for this study and this effort is a bigger area than what you see on the screen. Primary reason for the update, bullets you see on the bottom left, changing economic times, consumer demands, and new mobility opportunities. For example, the effort that you're familiar with on 400 to expand capacity on 400 all the way down to 285 wasn't something that we were talking about in 2012. What can we expect as some of the potential outcomes? The scope you have in your packet includes several public meetings with several, in addition, key stakeholder meetings with property owners. We are approaching this as a joint effort between community development and with Public Works. Sarah and Bob have coordinated on this closely. Approach to land use and transportation integrating, centering on walkability. Alpharetta has a planned bus rapid transit station that they're looking to focus on, as well as first and last mile connectivity. An updated market study, a branding effort around the Windward area, and a 5-year implementation plan. This graphic you see is the updated area, the proposal that we have for the study. The difference between this and the previous effort is the pink, let's see if I can, my cursor. The pink area east of 400 on the right was not in the LCI area before. That's an area of focus both for Alpharetta and for Milton due to the interchange work currently under construction on McGinnis Ferry at 400. There has always been a long-term aspiration to benefit residents in both cities to look at another crossing of 400 between McGinnis Ferry and Windward, now that McGinnis Ferry has an interchange with ramps and will be much more congested than it currently is. So the proposal is a $180,000 study, split 3 ways. We already have $50,000 approved in the FY23 budget. And here's next steps. Alpharetta has already approved this. The CID board has already approved this. So this is step 3 in that process. I spoke with the CID staff this morning. If this is approved tonight, they will be moving forward with procurement of a consultant very quickly. We expect to kick this off before the end of the year. It's approximately a 9-month study, so it would be wrapping up summer to fall of 2023.
Great. Any questions? All right. I'll open it for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve agenda item number 22-319.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion from Councilmember Jacobus and a second from Councilmember Verhoff to approve agenda item number 22-319. Any council discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. So we will move on to mayor and council reports. The only thing I have to report on is lost negotiation Friday resulted in nothing. So another 6 hours of being downtown. I'm hoping we can reach an agreement sometime in the next 30 days or so. So we got a lot on the line there. Anybody else?
I'll make a comment.
Sure.
So I would just like to speak to those of you in attendance on behalf of Billy Allens. I don't know of any movement to shut you down. And I'm certainly, if I don't know about it, I would think I would. So I just really want you to have peace of mind. Whatever might have transpired with the city is, city runs a good shop and they're very code minded. But in terms of the overall picture, certainly I've not heard of anyone up here, and the folks that aren't here, it's for their own personal reasons. It has nothing to do with you all. So if you could, I hope, rest easy. I don't think that the 17th is bothersome for you in any way, and I just feel compelled to tell you that because it's been several weeks of angst, and just want to share that with you.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Cookerly. Anybody else? Okay. I'll have a motion to adjourn this meeting and then we'll go on to our work session.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. I have a motion from Councilmember Jacobus, a second from Verhoff to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. That's unanimous.
Mayor, if you could just give